Well, hello, those of you joining us here in the land of speed gaming. Whether it's Thursday night or your early Friday morning, we are bringing you a Link to the Past Randomizer League's Open League playoffs. Our second game between the Longshots and Crystal Roller Crew. I am Zeruvian. Zeke is joining me. Zeke, that says Wisdom Pendant. What are we in for?
That does say Wisdom Pendant. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not convinced. That means we're playing cross keys, except because of the fact that cross keys can be a bit long and players like to run, we've given them the ability to run.
Yeah, it is the return of Pseudoboots cross keys. These two players are the cross keys players for their respective teams. For the Longshots, we have Dr. Earworm. For the Crystal Roller Crew, we have Zaphakil, and we have a heck of a seed about to come towards us, I'm sure. And a game 2 between these two. As you can see, Crystal Roller Crew did play game 1. It was their courage game, and they have a victory.
That is correct. There was a really good race last night between Armalex and Timp. So, with Armalex of Crystal Roller Crew taking the win.
And joining us tonight and give this one all of your love and attention, Furious Prince is lonely tracking for us, so if we see something or we miss something, let's all be together here and make sure we're all on the same page, shall we? We have a Link's House start from both players and a... well, okay then!
Link's House, a sword, and Dr. Earworm immediately saves and quits.
And you know what? Getting a sword, I would be inclined to save quit to Sanctuary here as well. You want to kind of know where it is. Meanwhile, Zaphakil going for the pretty typical Houlihan opener. And we have a tree for our Sank home today.
So that does give you some credit. Oh, hi GT.
Well, this is,
that gives you some credibility for wanting that small key for Hyrule Castle now.
Yeah, a little bit. Small key and a lamp. Otherwise, you kind of don't want to see 4 small GT keys and a fire source and a bow and a hookshot. That's kind of bad news. There's a sick kid sitting at the potion shop for Zaphakil. And we did see him do something that looked a little bit funny. We want to talk about how these pseudo boots work, Zeke?
Yeah, when I said we can run, that doesn't mean we start with the boots. We just have what we call pseudo boots, sometimes lovingly referred to as fake boots, where we can run, but we can't do anything that applies logic. That is a vanilla fairy cave. So that bonk looks really funny because we can't actually cross pits with that bonk. We can't knock down walls with that bonk.
That bonk is basically the same kind of knockback you would get from a bomb jump. Some kind of an explosion that would push you back a little bit. So our runners can run. And that's really about all these boots allow us to do here. A couple little skips here and there, but nothing that you wouldn't otherwise be able to break with a bomb jump anyway. So we had this mode played as a solo race mode in Week 6. It is now back for the playoffs here in Week 8, I guess you could say. The first week of the Open League playoffs here.
I mean, cross keys is a favorite of a lot of the community, so...
And you will be seeing these matchups all the remainder of playoffs long. Dr. Earworm was attempting to go through Paradox Cave, and I think he noticed something that was kind of not working out in his favor there.
The fact that there wasn't a way to hit that crystal switch, maybe?
Yeah, no money for bombs, no bombs for bombs, and nothing to hit that switch to get the 5 chests and back. At least knowing what Paradox Cave is kind of its own reward here. And really not much else.
Meanwhile, also on the I don't have bombs problem, Zaphakil located the old man Agina.
And just like Dr. Earworm before him, found out that really not much else you can do here without at least one explosion to knock open that wall. The thing that really was tragic for Dr. Earworm is when he realized what his dilemma was, he'd already locked himself into the Paradox 5 kill room, and that is why we saw a save and quit.
Mm-hmm. We have the uncle hiding in the forest today. He was taking a walk and he ran into a hole and fell. It's unfortunate.
This is why you get a life alert button.
Yeah.
Or at least travel with somebody. If you're out walking around in the woods alone and you fall in a bear trap, you don't make a sound.
Yeah, you want to always go hiking with a buddy. It's safe.
That's urban hiking or hiking. Our tree pulls don't seem to be a lot of help here. So where are our resources? Well, You get a random bomb from the chess game and a 20 rupee payout. That's not terrible.
On the other hand, our bush crabs are definitely paying out.
Oh yeah, 20 bucks.
20 apiece.
That's, 20 adds up after a while. That one bomb might actually give Zafakil a little bit more than he can do here. Ooh, there's the good old arrow game if you want a little extra money. And speaking of extra money, there's the 50 rupee cave. And Zafakil's going to say, sure, why not?
Yep.
I say this sometimes, actually, if I ever find the rupee farmer. Like, I found you, I might as well steal your money.
Exactly.
It's kind of a jerk move.
Right, only 10 arrows hiding in the lumberjack drop that has moved to the Kakariko well.
Want to talk about something that could actually be interesting here is that one bomb means Zafakil can drop down and buy bombs at Paradox Cave and then not care about whether or not he has no bombs for Paradox Cave, because you're just there. Speaking of bombs, that's the bomb shop.
Ice Palace and Turtle Rock today.
Ooh, so already telling us we're going to need a number of items here. Need both rods, Canis Samaria, hammer, at least one glove, which you typically need one glove anyway, but that hammer, you can have a hammerless cross keys seed. It's just exceedingly rare.
That is so specific, though. Also, we have the bomb shop and the magic shop at opposite sides of the town.
And in the meantime, we're going to have another visit to the woods from Zaf. And Doc's going to show us what item waits in the back of the tavern. At, well, $300. Hooray.
Money! We like money.
Alright, so Zafakil hopefully realizes that with one bomb he can buy bombs at the shop at the bottom here at Paradox. Ooh, there's a swamp small so early.
I like early swamp smalls.
Yeah, that's one of those small keys that blocks so much. Alright, wisely reminding himself, hey, just put the bomb on the wall and walk away.
Meanwhile, Doc gets lucky with a... There's our other fairy fountain. Oh.
Have you ever wished for a hook shot? Because the Pyramid Fairy has granted your wish. There's your bottle for the sick kid that we've seen on the other side of the world, and your big key to pot already.
Interesting. So we have a bow, a key, and a big key.
That is 5 checks. If you find a hammer, you can use that one key and get a whole lot more than 5 checks. But of course, that would mean not opening the center door. You could also just rush Helma.
You could. You could.
You could. Or you could just get, well, it's a GT key. Alright, Ganon is sitting at the Magic Bat tonight.
Alright, so that leaves us three drop downs.
Yeah, we have not seen...
Magic Bat.
Mm-hmm.
The Thief.
Ooh.
Oh. Magic Bat, the Thief, or our favorite drop down, the Kakariko Well.
Speaking of the dam, well, alright, I think the game might want us to go into Swamp at some point, Zeke.
Oh, probably. And with all of this early Swamp hint, there's one thing I can joke about that it would be.
Green Pendant Swamp, of course.
Green Pendant.
Oh, we're just going to go ahead and just take a death here, I think. Oh, or are we just going to chase where this goes? It's kind of important maybe to... Ooh, nice hookshot cave.
Ooh, hookshot cave with a hookshot? Yes, please. Huh.
Zafakil might decide to Death Warp and check out what's in this Hyrule Castle, but if all 3 entrances are Dark World, then we will know that the Moon Pearl can't be in here.
I mean, we would need a small key for to be any further than the first check. Or a lamp to get in the middle.
That's true.
Well, the Moon Pearl can't be in there anyways.
Yeah, the Moon Pearl absolutely can't be in there, because the Moon Pearl is just right there. Which means Doc's going to have that Moon Pearl before Zaf does. Zaf will probably head in that direction shortly.
I mean, I would hope that Doc has it before Zaf does, because Doc has it before Zaf.
listen, when I invent time travel, then I'm going to, I don't know, hold the generator at bow point so that my Kakariko well isn't at Sanctuary, and I can just drop into it whenever I want.
Yeah, Cackwell at Sanctuary, interesting placement.
Alright, so Zap is going to opt to explore with this connector. The Brothers connector we have not seen taken just yet. And I believe Doc has found the Old Man Rescue Cave.
That is Old Man Rescue. Let's save Gary.
Interesting, Zap deciding not to fall off of the Hyrule Castle top to have a look at what's at the castle. Or did he already and I just missed it?
I don't think he did.
Yeah, he's doing that. I don't understand.
Zaf?
I don't understand. Zaphakel, what are you doing?
Zaphakel.
You were just here.
There.
And the castle is just a dark chapel anyway, so maybe he was trying to tell us he worships the Dark Lord of Routing.
Anyways, weird routing decisions aside, we found a bomb shop at the back of Old Man Cave.
So that Magic Bat location puts the Thieves' Hideout behind Ganon's Tower.
Don't you like doing Ganon's Tower climb knowing there's one item behind it?
No, not particularly.
I didn't think so.
Let's take a moment to talk about these two teams. You have Zaphakel on Crystal Roller Crew alongside Armalex and IB Karma. Karma, of course, was on a playoff team last year. They were on Dark Side of the Triforce.
Actually, I think this is Karma's third trip to playoffs in 3 seasons of League, so...
Already talked about Dr. Earworm, Timp, and I forget who the third
Tyler
is.
Salt.
It's Tyler Salt. That's right! And I believe we have a Tyler Salt versus IB Karma game coming up, and I believe the mode chosen was in Rosia.
That is correct.
This is a best of 3 series. All playoff series will be best of 3. You'll get to see a Kaz Boots game, a Suda Boots game, and then a mode chosen from the pool of playoff modes for the power players by the highest seed for Game 3. And then we move forward from there.
We found Dark Death Mountain Descent Cave up on Death Mountain. We found Graveyard Ledge up on Death Mountain.
I mean, I would expect to see the Death Mountain Descent Cave on Death Mountain. But the Graveyard Ledge. Would that be in front of Death Mountain?
It didn't move too far.
Unfortunate that. It moved up in the world at the very least. Doc's going to keep giving us a look at some other things. That's a key. You don't really want to see a key on the top of the mountain on Spec Rock, because you never know when that key could be. Of course, the key of highest consequence right now is already in our inventory, the Swamp Small. Unless you end up in a Pod Small situation or something like that.
And that's an Ice Small.
You know, one is nice to have. Both is like, well, I don't need the second one.
I mean, the second one has very little logical implication.
Ooh, that was a sharp dash cancel there.
That was a really good dash cancel, because Zapka almost ran into somebody who will call the guards on you.
Finding out that this mountain spawn is just on Light Death Mountain is why we saw Doc go ahead and check the 2 Dark Death Mountain entrances. Now we're going to hook over to the right side and see if there's anything else to be had. Meanwhile, Zaphakel's still plodding around Kakariko. This is the early parts of this mode. Cross keys is like that for the first, about an hour. You're trying to figure out what's where and what you can do early on with the items that the game gives you. And then you kind of go into, wow, this is great. I can clear so many dungeons. And then it ends up being either a really swift end or a really long and arduous end, depending on how the items happen to be placed.
I'm trying not to think about the long and arduous end after last night.
Well, there's where the bottom of Paradox Cave was let out. So Doc is probably going to be reminded, hey, I got a new Paradox Cave still. And if he finds a mirror in this last entrance at the bottom of the foothill, he would probably be able to do so. But that's awfully specific. We still know where it is. It's just a jaunt over to the forest.
Yeah. And it's not even that far away. You're right next door.
Yeah,
Also, we can just hook through this bumper.
I think
Really
you take
interesting
this
trick.
if you see it. You take this if you see it, absolutely.
I mean, he's at the terminus of his route anyways. You take those.
Yeah, you take this if you see it because you get your glove. And now suddenly you're talking about being one item from Dark World access. And also one hit from death from many enemies here in the Dark World on 3 Hearts Green Mail.
Alright, there's our other money farmer. Less efficient than his brother.
Yeah, that glove's in a pretty good spot. It's a bad spot if you can see it, if you happen to dig around here. You know, finding another way into the Dark World and then just exploring and going, gee, I wonder how you get there. That is Ice Palace at the Dark Chapel. So now we are worshipping the most fun to break dungeon in the game.
I thought we were worshipping cream puffs named Coldstar.
Oh, I mean, just cloudy with a chance of eyeballs. It's just tonight's weather forecast.
Cloud with chance of eyeballs. Did you mean a link to the past?
All right, Zap's gonna find his dam and pull the lever.
Wrong lever?
I was waiting for that.
No, right lever.
Yes, the right lever as opposed to the left lever. You know, if you don't go through Hookshot Cave, I'm gonna be very upset. He's gonna find it right here anyways. It's like, how do you not go through it, you know? Nice stun prize.
Do you win?
Don't. Oh, well, he's gonna have the mountain and not a moon pearl, and that is where your divergence starts.
That's unfortunate.
It's a little bit. Did we see where the other side of Hookshot Cave was?
Why is Castle Tower in the inverted location from Ganon's Tower?
Why is Ganon's Tower next to the Lumberjack Ledge? Why ask why?
We got ourselves 20 rupees for raiding the Castle Tower treasury here. All one check of it.
Yeah, Room 03 has just so many items in it. You know, 1. 1 is definitely better than 0. I wouldn't call that a treasury, though.
I had to figure something out to say.
We're really just kind of... We're putting him to sleep, Zeke. Skullwoods is going to have something, right? It's only 18 minutes in. We've actually got a lot we could look at 18 minutes in here. With the gloves, with the hook shot, with the moon pearl. There's just a lot to do here. You know...
Why?
Yeah, I'm saying...
I agree with Doc.
I'm just...
I'm agreeing with this.
You love to see it.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. Why is the fire rod in Skullwoods? Is this even randomized? Come
Yes,
on,
that's
man.
the big key chest, not the fire rod chest.
Oh, shush you. At least don't put us out in the middle. I'll be so mad. Good game.
Thank you.
And this is actually, it's kind of convenient because now you've got this entrance that you wouldn't have been able to think about touching until, I mean, it's nothing anyway, but...
I'd rather not think about touching it anyways.
But Zeke, it's a spider.
I do like spiders.
See? Now, we do have that key stolen, so we will guarantee that we have a key for the back of Skullwoods when we get there, and that we can get to the boss, albeit not quite in logic yet, because Key Sanity does Key Sanity things.
Yeah, the boss... Please be careful, Doc. The boss in this dungeon happens to be logically blocked by all 3 keys to Skull Woods, one of which is guaranteed to be over here in the check directly south of here. At least in this branch of the randomizer.
Now it's my turn to say, hey Zaf, please be careful.
I mean, chain chomp, you always have to be careful with chain chomps.
That was a nice just hook over and death warp there from Zaffikel. So that is a kind of a check that you might leave for quite some time here in Cross Keys. That Zaf has taken off the table pretty early here.
Meanwhile, we've got the small key that we knew was there. Now he's just bored, waiting for the Wallmaster to come back, because he missed his ride.
Can we talk about how Zaphikel's using the Chrono Cross MSU, and we have a frog sprite on dock screen?
I mean, we could, but I don't know what that means.
Have you not played Chrono Trigger?
No, I've not.
Am I going to shame you live on SpeedGaming?
Yes, you are.
10:30 at night on a Thursday?
Yes, you are.
Happy Thursday, everybody. I hope your week's been well and your December's been warm and bright, or freezing cold if you're in the north like me. Zaf is going to have to look at these two as a bunny, or, as a fish, I guess.
Something seems fishy about that.
January 1st, 2023, Chrono Trigger play starts on your channel. Go. No excuses. Just regrets. No excuses for getting a small key on Laser Bridge, apparently. Gosh,
really?
And also, just casually doing the laser skip. Not even boot skipping, just like, wow, that's so smooth.
That was clean. I still don't know how to boost laser skip.
Like the shovel there, though.
I mean, it's out of logic right now.
Still don't like the shovel, okay?
Are you saying you can't dig it?
Stock had to think for a moment about where he wanted to. Well, I mean, maybe he was just like, okay, I need to make sure that I know where this is, because now I can kill Trinex at some point. Speaking of dungeons that are multiple entrances, here's Desert.
So, hold on. Are you telling me that across the top row of Village of Outcasts from the west, you've got Hyrule Castle, Desert Palace, and Turtle Rock?
Yep, all which are 3 entrance front to mids.
I mean, there's 4 entrances to Turtle Rock.
Yes, I said front to mids. The back is technically... Speaking of things that you would like to not see in a place that you'd like to have, how do you feel about having your powder warmed up?
Seems hot.
So we have hot hands on the on the Desert Torch. Gosh.
You could hear me thinking about if I wanted to say that.
Okay, so Zaf is going to get his glove. Now, this is kind of tragic still.
Yeah, he doesn't have something kind of useful. You might notice he is still a fish.
Yes, this is a little bit of fishy flop for Zaphikel instead of Bunny Walk. Wow. Wow me.
You see, he wants to be obscure.
He gets this one out of the way entrance and says, nope, I ain't doing that. And I'm actually with him on that. That's actually pretty smart.
I mean, that entrance is not fun to get to anytime. So doing it then, and when you plan on saving and quitting back to the light world anyways, I don't see a problem, do you?
Want to talk about saving and quitting anywhere, anytime at all? Dr. Earworm has stolen the map chest key and is going to peek the back of Escape.
I mean, I see one tiny trouble here. We're in the Dark World.
He has a fire rod.
That doesn't change the fact that these enemies do 2 hearts of damage.
Doesn't change the fact that they die to a single hookshot either. Map to Desert in Agina's Cave, so nothing that really made Zaphikel too happy, I think.
There's one nearly on top of him.
You have a fire rod, Doc. Oh,
it's an Eastern Palace.
Hey, that's logically required for that shovel.
I mean, it can be.
So I'm over here going, I don't know. Eastern Palace for Cross Keys players is one of those, do I dip it? Do I leave it? Is it a crystal? Is it a pendant? Do I have a bow? Do I have a big key? Do I have a lamp? Do I care? Well, Zaf apparently wants to dig at the 3 logical checks they're in. And Doc's going to show us what is in the back of Escape.
He has a save and quit with the key, so he can reset out of this if it is nothing. But
you got to keep that, right? You keep that. 100%. You keep the arrow.
You have to keep the arrow.
You hit. No, I'm just playing. You don't do that in a race.
Why is that 2 checks away from where it was the last race I called?
Where was it? Was it in Dark
Cross?
Of course it was. I'm not even finishing that statement.
Anyways.
All right. That's it for the logic of Eastern Palace. 3 items, 3 strikes, and we should be out. But if you're in here, you go all the way to the big key chest. Because you can't not, you know?
What if it's a vanilla big key?
Dr. Earwormy P.
Yeah, Doc has decided to leave. Honestly, can you blame him?
He has way too much to worry about to dig into Eastern Palace at this point. Meanwhile, Zaf does not know where his moon pearl lie.
That's
a sword. And I think Zefika will be getting that in just a moment as well. Well, hi Sphere One, how are you doing?
Why is that a entrance to the left?
Howdy, neighbor. When your next door neighbor is the same as the last door neighbor. What is in Mini Moldworm Cave but a compass? Meh. Ooh, the flippers, an ice rod. Things being shown on both sides. Ice rod in the Eastern Palace big key chest. And if Eastern's a pendant, we might not see Doc going there for a while.
That could be a big find. The question comes down to, when will Zafikel go to Hookshot Cave?
Don't know, but right now it looks like he wants to go visit the lazy kid sitting in bed at the potion shop, which you can't really blame.
I mean, after the last few ladder seeds I've seen Zaf play, I think he'd want to talk to the lazy kid too.
I don't think anyone wants to talk to the lazy kid after they played a ladder seed, to be completely honest with you, especially if it was some trash cross keys.
That was a super mini cave we just walked out of.
Yeah, we just
That's
said
TR small. Kind of nice to have one of those.
You know, TR small is actually not a bad thing to have. For one reason and one reason alone, really. You can do a lot more with that dungeon with 1 than you could with 0. As in, you can clear the dungeon with 1. Oh! Zaf's going to the well!
Ooh, I like that with that glove!
You know, not that that bit me last night or anything, Zeke.
I'm trying not to think about it. Why was that Vanilla Ice Rod Cave?
Why is that Vanilla Ice Rod Cave? Why is there... Hey, that's just a shirt. That's fine. How do you leave Kakariko Well for 90 minutes? Well, hopefully Doc doesn't show us how. Unlike me and my former teammate did. Nice lamp. That lamp puts the ice rod in logic.
It does. Splash. Now the frog can swim.
You mean he couldn't before? See, if I'm... Zaf might be thinking about this entrance that he's isolated over here in Kakariko. And you know what? He's right. He also... Well, he doesn't have the shovel. So this is absolutely going for Hookshot Cave. He is going to be rewarded for not leaving something for an hour and a half.
He has sniffed out his moon pearl.
You could ask him after the race what it smells like. Lunar dust. I don't know. What? Just don't breathe this.
Zaf? Oh, he wants visual info on the...
It's... I don't know why you don't just run down and check this previous, but you know, remembering to check it at all is better than not checking it and going, oh, I'm in a blind play now, and getting 20 bucks.
I just blind play anyways. I don't bother checking it anymore.
King Scamfish gives us a map to buried treasure, and the buried treasure, the big red X, is on Dark Palace. Okay. That just means it's a pendant, right?
No. Bad. Please do not perpetuate meme.
Well, wouldn't you know, you like to have a little information. There's your Turtle Rock map, which we already know is a red crystal. But Now you know that every other map you pick up is more likely to be something that you don't know.
Or be Gaines's Tower. One or two.
Didn't we already see the GT map?
Okay, then Hyrule Castle. Ooh,
You got me. Hey, it's the Maya region.
we like to see Maya regions, don't we?
Did Doc not follow through? No, he didn't, because he went straight to... Hi, Hammerless Swamp.
I missed that we found this on Zapsend. Because this is North Shore. But
We saw it, we just kind of about it. There's your Hyrule Castle map, as though bidden.
Hyrule Castle map.
Hi, Hammerless Swamp. Are you joking with us today, or are you just here? I mean, what does that qualify as, do you think?
Nice to have.
Like the single greatest offensive boost that isn't Master of the Tempered Sword or Fire Rod to have Magic Fire Rod?
Nice bomb jump out of the Maya region to end up on Dark Death Mountain.
It's a good amount of information to have here, too. To know where that other drop is, to know that this entrance requires the Quake Medallion, and to be able to check this and drop down to... Did you just quack?
Maybe.
Ooh. Zero keys. I don't go in either. I can't blame you, Zaf.
He thought about it.
Are we going? No. I thought he was going to drop down.
I thought he was
actually. He's actually seen the exit of Spectacle Rock, hasn't he?
It's in Kakariko.
Yeah. So dropping down would be. I'm just going back to Kak, which we are not doing here. There's the Mire Shed. Hey, it's almost like we were just in the Mire area.
We left the Mire area, and the major interests we found leaving Mire area were Misery Mire and Mire Shed.
I'm as confused as you are.
Do I sound confused?
Yes.
Good.
Okay. Zephical moving on, probably to finally, once and for all, head either damn west or damn east, depending on which direction he wishes to. I was trying to come up with something clever for that. This was Mini Moldworm Cave. Where did we see Super Bunny? Was that at MMC proper?
At Mini Moldworm Cave.
Oh, okay. And then we have a, we have a sword. Where did we see Doc just get that third sword?
I'll be completely honest, I don't know. I sneezed.
It was on the hobo, says chat. Okay.
On our good friend the hobo. Okay. That makes sense.
Esteemed Crosskeys leader in chat says, I don't know about that Meyer skip. And I'm over here like, I have no keys, I have no big key, I have no Samaria, and I don't know the logical way to get up there. I ain't going into Meyer.
I mean, I don't have an opinion either way on the Meyer skip. It is out of logic, but it also would have been 6 items.
Yeah, but a kind of slow 6 items, I think.
I mean, who are you to argue with Alazun? He knows what he's talking about. But neither of us can really argue with Alazun ideas. Meanwhile, here's a Desert Main at... What entrance was that? Desert Ferry.
Hey, I know one person on screen currently who would argue with Alazun. His mentee, Zaffikel. Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
All right, do we go out the west exit here? Yeah, we do.
It looks like we do. We didn't, so...
Yeah, this is new information connector-wise from Zaf. Doc did not show us this earlier. He just kind of death-warped looking at the powder on the torch. And, well, it's just here. Thanks, game.
Neat. Nicely done, game. Link to the Past Randomizer is a comedian, I tell you.
The randomizer is a person. It's a comedian.
I mean, it tells some really funny jokes, let's be honest here. That wasn't one of them.
I know, I'm glad it just doesn't stick into your skin, because that makes it non-comedogenic. Wait. That's not funny, unlike the game.
Hey, look, we end up back here at Village of Outcasts. Zaf knows about the Pyro Castle.
He does. He's already been in there. Well, he's going to pick up this key on Laser Bridge. Did Zaf not... He picked up the flippers, right? Because he did it in
he did.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, just making sure. Where was the pod big that Zaf has that Doc doesn't... That was in Paradox Cave. Doc still hasn't gone back to Paradox Cave?
Yeah, I believe that's the thing that's not happened yet. Was it Paradox Cave or was it one of the other things that we found?
I thought it was
in
Paradox 5.
I know it was a 5M cave, so I think it might have been Paradox 5.
I don't remember much being in here. Like, yeah, the well is the well, and you get the 5 checks out of the way, but... By the way, the lamp was in here. That's right.
I mean, I was right. There was a pod key in here.
We haven't seen pod yet. How is that? There's the DMD other side.
So that goes up to the old man rescue... That goes up to the vanilla old man spawn. I will say, despite having not played this, I can appreciate the music.
And that'd be good old Mitsuda at his finest, between the Chrono series and early Xenosaga, Xenogears specifically. One of the finer composers of the late 90s, early 2000s. And
now Zaf gets to complete the search of Hyrule Castle. Now he's... Not Zaf. Doc. Doc is completing Hyrule Castle. I'm mixing up my player style of... Doc has completed the Hyrule Castle that he scummed the back of.
Yeah, at this point, if you already know the back doesn't have anything important other than that all-important arrow, you you just go ahead and clear the front and not even bat an eye at it. There was a bottle back there, and the other bottle we know of, which we know doesn't really lead to anything anyway, was in Paradox Cave. So, if you care about safety...
I mean, these runners probably don't.
Oh, right, we're not talking about playoffs. Playoffs! By the way, we're in playoffs, everybody. Open League started this week. You've got games all around the ALTTPR League channels and SpeedGaming. Watch out, because Invitational League starts their playoff games next Monday.
And how many hugs does it take for a ball and chain to soften up a frog for his friend?
Let's find out. A 1, a 2, no. No, that's not how you find out. That is 3 bombs. I don't know, I'd rather have it than that.
Hyrule Castle is a dud today.
Well, here's your money-making game that really doesn't make you money because you're just gambling it all away anyway.
I mean, just like Vegas.
Hey, Vegas is not the only city in the country that has a massive gambling and glamour addiction.
I mean, I was just going for the famous one.
Right, but I also...
Because it's the easiest one.
Listen, I raise you a Reno to your Vegas, okay?
I get it. I was going with the one that people would recognize.
You mean Reno's not a recognizable city?
Not as much as Vegas.
Is the shopping mall a shopping mall? Or is it a dark mall?
Well, what happens to a dark shopping mall? Let's find out. Provided this...
You gotta be careful, Zaf. You are sitting at 1 heart.
Hey, Zaf, do not walk into the explosion.
Who do you know who's done that before? Hi, Chicken House.
Hi.
Hey, don't walk into these guys either. The most dangerous enemies at all. Wait, it's not Randomizer week anymore. I can't make that joke now.
I miss Randomizer. We didn't get the...
Oh!
I like that.
Yes, we do. We take those.
I mean, I like that more than most people do.
You know, with 2 small keys to GT, all Zaf needs to do is... go to Skull Woods and get his fire rod. Oh, this feels terrible.
This does feel really bad. This is not a good spot.
Yeah, this is one of those... You hate to see the order of things. Oh my god, are you serious? Take the Death Warp, you do the bomb jump, you do the okie dokie, and you turn Moth around. That's what it's all about, right?
Is Zaf comfortable with bomb jump, do we think?
Yeah, of course he is. He is going to maximize on health, though, because he does not, repeat, does not. Oh, do you just go for this? Oh, this is spicy. I don't know if I would do it. Okay, you know what? I'm going to trust in the Zaphikel here. He's going to out-potato me as we speak.
My dear Potato, please be careful.
He's got this. Look at this. He's got it. You just dash over. You ignore the Gibdos. Gibdos aren't there. Who needs a
What
Gibdo?
Gibdos? I don't see any Gibdos. And then promptly gets run into by...
Just flop around. Drop on the deck and flop like a fish. Okay. Don't walk into the Gibdo. The Gibdo's not there.
He got just frozen by the D-Bunny.
Yeah, he kind of did. It's, you know, that happens. Now, it does... You kind of want to use the spike to your advantage. By the way, it appears that the rodents, the mini Moldorms, were dropping hearts at a pretty consistent clip, so I would say that they are in the heart dropping pool.
I would say so. Unfortunately, it was progressed far enough to get a rupee.
That's fair.
So Zaph has a blue potion.
He does. He does indeed. And this is going to be he's got it at the ready, too. He's not screwing around. We're going to see our first prize of the match here at 40 minutes or so. And it's just...
Hopefully.
You know, just drink it. Drink it!
Drink it.
Drink it!
Now drink it.
Gonna yell at both of our friends here. Doc is going around checking. He's doing what you would typically do in this situation. Just check through all your entrances.
Wow.
Which means he's probably right behind Zaph to get his ether coin, which I think was...
And his green pendant.
Wowie. Okay, we haven't even seen Saha yet, so that's pretty good. But also, we saw Meyer area. Wasn't that ether on Meyer?
I don't remember.
Can anyone in chat confirm, deny? Oh, look at this.
I'm still upset at the Spalky, by the way. I'm not the only one, if you agree, chat.
Have you looked at chat? Have you looked at chat? There's someone else much more upset than you are.
I'm aware.
Oh, no. Well, then. Never punished. At this point, the only thing that's stopping Zaph from just kind of tearing it is not having that fire rod.
The two biggest things blocking are hammer and fire rod.
Oh no, we're gonna get a third-party rant. Or I guess a second-hand rant. What are we gonna get? What are we calling this?
I am enjoying the fact that we have our chat-based co-commentator Alazun here, getting very mad at Zaphikel.
By the way, if you enjoyed the antics of these two runners already, we're not even an hour in, give these two a follow. Believe me. If you don't follow these two, I will come find you and make you press that follow button, because these two are deserving of your love and attention.
Is the aggression necessary, Ruth? Yes.
No! Speaking of big keys...
I was going to be so upset if that was a big key.
Oh, that's a big key. That's means quite a
find.
Big amount.
I'd like to remind you where the ice rod is.
Yeah, and Zaph has it. And Doc ain't be going there anytime soon. Because Doc adopted the Zelgad EP. And Zaph said, well, I'm here. I don't have my Moon Pearl. Might as well. Why'd I go all... What do you even call that?
Where were you going with that accent?
I have no idea. Definitely not places anyone else wants to be. By the way, while we're at it, again, give big shout-outs to Furious Prince, sitting there in chat. Doing a lot more than just sitting there in chat. He is 100%
solo tracking cross keys hard.
And
tracking cross keys hard. So solo tracking very hard. Thank you, Furious, for being here for us. We love you.
Okay, question. At what point do you even consider hitting your X button?
I usually consider it more than half the remaining maps for a world.
Zaphikel? What are you doing, sir?
He is running back to go to a pyramid because getting back to the side of the world sucks.
You know, at the moment it does. That is a cane for Dr. Earworm. So Doc now has the same information about the Dark Shopping Mall that Zaphikel has.
That you don't have to return to it because you clear Skull Woods?
Oh yeah, you don't have to go back to Skull Woods. You don't have to go back to. You don't have to dig around looking for Blind's Hut because you found it. You don't have to dig around looking for Kane because you found that. He's gonna. Well, we're gonna see exactly the same, except Pod Region instead. $300. Okay.
I get it. You see big money, you take big money. Big
Yes,
money,
but
shiny.
Big money is literally only a. It's only a 20%
I'm not
increase.
defending this, by the way.
But you got $1,200. What do you need 300 more? I don't care. Zora costs 500 money. Just like that, we're gonna have the players on the same screen. High five in the doorway.
With their face.
Ouch, that would hurt.
It would. Also, that came out way more aggressively than I thought it was.
We are just full of aggression tonight. This is actually, it's kind of nice for... Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Okay, watch Dr. Earworm's side of the screen, because this pod could be something. I think if you're Zaf... Oh, he's going to come back to it anyway.
Yeah, with nothing there, he goes back over. That can
I
actually
feel like...
go through.
Yeah. There's a... Well, hey, it's the best something.
I've had one commentator on one side say one side, and I've had one co-commentator say the other today.
We're about to get another high five, aren't we? Yeah, high five!
I've already made that joke.
Does that mean we hang 10? What does that mean is Doc's save and quit point? Is it catfish?
Catfish.
Yeah, okay. Doc told me last night he hates the red boomerang. Meanwhile, everything else Zaf has already done. He's going to pick up this red boomerang and save and quit from exactly the spot where it is.
I mean, it's his first boomerang, I believe.
Yes, and he has nothing else to do on this side of the world, too. He's done.
Regardless of your thoughts on boomerangs or not, I argue having a boomerang of any kind is better than having none. If only because of the number of times I have quick swap past my bow and hitting me or thinking I had a boomerang in my inventory.
Alright, so we're out here in chat and in the broadcast section. We want to see Zaphikel head to Skull Woods and pick up a French vanilla fire rod out of the big chest. The big key chest. Not the big chest.
Would not be a French vanilla fire rod,
Oh,
my
he's
friend.
absolutely going up here. He does. I think... What?
He has an ice rod cave area. It's too hard to get back to right now.
That's fair. Do you pick between that or Zora? Oh, man.
I mean, getting back to MMC is easy, Roof.
That's fair. It's definitely fair.
Why are we just spending half the commentary analyzing theory?
But
that's what we do.
It's kind of how it works when you're in the commentary booth. You just kind of... You talk about, is that faster? You can save 5.3 frames by doing this instead.
How do you save 0.3 frames of anything? I'm still bothered by Vanilla Ice Rod Cave, by the way.
I'm more upset that there wasn't an ice rod in it. Alright, Doc is going to go ahead, take his Death Warp here. And Zaf is now a much more appealing color than Sickly Green. Even though, you know...
I've heard that Shovel Knight's a good game. I haven't played it yet either.
I think you should just stop telling us games you haven't played. Did you just run into... Zaf, no. Zaf! Buddy.
He's water walking with the foot. He's using the water walk to Zora. Or not Zora, to Hobo.
But
or
you have pseudo
not.
boots.
Oh yeah! Pseudo boots! I forgot!
Is this why we were a game out of playoffs, Zeke?
No. It's because you and I both lost too many games.
He's gonna try to drop down the ramp and be like, "Oh, it isn't working." I'll be like, pseudo boots.
He already knows it's not working. He tried the water walk here.
Well, he's got a tempered sword, so maybe he doesn't care now.
He's got a tempered. Is it finally time for Paradox Cave?
It's finally time for Paradox Cave. Here is Paradox Cave. You know, about 47 minutes after you found it the first time. Oh, is this... I'm worried that he's going to go ahead and just pull the rock. I don't think you do that without a mirror here. Is he going to do it? Nope, he's going to Zora. I don't like that these mitts are in logic, Zeke.
Where were they?
They were in Blind's hideout, weren't they?
I am sitting here trying to figure out if they were actually in logic, and yes, they were.
Right, that's 2 keys for GT for Dr. Earworm. Now, for those of you who play Key Logic Couch at home, you know that the game will ask you to have 3 keys to go down to Ice Armos from either side. But if you never open the center door, and you steal the key after the compass room, you never have to spend more than 2 keys in Ganon's Tower.
Right, that's where Paradox Cave spit out.
Yes. And Doc's stream appears to be frozen.
Twitch.
Or he's just contemplating life.
No, it's frozen. We're stuck at 50:28.
Well, yeah. I mean, he could have paused his timer to contemplate life. I love how both players paid Zora for a map and then ran all the way this way for another map.
Alright, we're going into the GT. We have a Fire Rod, we have a Cane. It makes sense. We're doing this.
Yeah, that second GT key kind of sold it for Dr. Earworm, and you can't really blame him. And I would probably be in the same situation right now. In fact, I've probably done it already, to be completely honest with you.
Decent chance, yeah.
Here comes Super Bunny Cave for Zaphikel, which is something we haven't seen yet.
I was going to say, we've known about the Super Bunny Cave for half an hour now.
Yes, and it is a Sphere 1 location. That is a Super Bunny Cave that requires nothing to enter except the bombs the game expects you to have anyway, and nothing to get the 2 checks that are here. So there could be something of value that we might have been able to have from, you know, the minute we set foot out of Lake's house.
Doc is a person of my own heart. He is playing break the tiles with a weapon. And all of a sudden, red's not a great color on Plague Knight. Let's be completely honest here.
I disagree. I think red's a great color on Plague Knight. I like red as a color in general. Well, wouldn't you know that Super Bunny Cave goes nowhere fast. And had nothing of value.
You get armor and nothing else. Well, all of a sudden, all the health left in the game means very little.
Well, it means 4 times as much as it usually does, which means the damage means very little. That is a big key. That is an Eastern Palace big key.
That's good for Doc.
Oh, that's a huge key for Dr. Earworm, because that is gonna get him an ice rod that he needs to complete the game. Hey, we're going to Armos Nights. But we don't have a safety, so this particular room...
He has a single blue potion for keeping himself alive.
Ouchies. I disagree with that fire bar.
I do too.
I disagree firmly with that fire bar. Yeah, what you do here is you tank, Yeah, you take it, you walk down, and you kind of trace the edge of the crumble blocks up. Crumble blocks, huh? Now he's spent that key, so he's actually kind of... He's going to leave. I would feel...
Nervous about that, but...
I'm worried about it. I'm straight worried about it. But I would also feel obligated to follow through the check. Even
Where's
though...
the Smiths?
Better question.
I don't remember where the Smith house is.
How does Zaf plan to get to the Smiths from here? Or is he just taking them in tow as he keeps checking stuff? Because then you save quit and just turn them in. As long as you don't go into a dungeon, like... we know where Thieves Town is, so we're not going to lose him by follower flag.
As long as you don't run to a dungeon you want to clear.
By the way, this is going to be a very swift clear for Dr. Earworm with the silver arrows in tow, as well as that big key. As long as he doesn't gamble on the big key chest being nothing. It is in logic with the lamp, so he would have to go check it at this point. We're not even an hour in yet. Thing is, does it push him to go to Turtle Rock, too? That's one you can confirm as a pendant. A crystal. A red crystal at that. Alright, Zaphakil is continuing to trip up over moblins and run around the Dark World. And I would imagine this is probably into Skullwoods now. Actually, no, he has this rock entrance he can open up.
Yeah, he has the rock entrance from... Because he came here as a fish.
Yes. Pretty efficient cleanup, all things considered, though. It's just the 20 rupee K, we knew that. This big chest of Eastern is one thing to watch, because that's something that might take Zaphakil a little while to get back to. Petting that Eastern big key.
We're getting the big key chest first.
Yeah, I think that's how you route this generally. Actually, if you're gonna walk past the big chest, you might as well check out your second way around, unless you're in a winning in, losing out situation, and mark the big chest off your tracker. Please don't do that. I've done that. We've had qualifiers where you've gambled the big chest and it was your go mode item. In the main tournament scene, actually really, really good players have done that. So, please be careful. just check the stuff, man. Just check the stuff. Hey, it's a nice rod. We didn't see that coming.
We didn't?
No, not even once. You know, that one Bombos in Eastern Palace Big Key Chest gamble was actually live on a SpeedGaming channel for that qualifier. That was a 2021 race. That is saying that it's something.
I'm sorry, did that say the big key to Swamp Palace?
It did. It's just kind of there.
At least you have it before Swamp Palace?
Yeah, we know it can't have your hammer. :V. I'm still worried about this ice palace with one small key and a fire rod.
I have been trying not to think about that.
See, I told you we had the Ganon's Tower map. You didn't want to listen to me.
Yeah.
Now, actually, what could potentially turn this upside down is Doc finding something here that gives him kind of a movement edge. Like the actual boots, or a flute or something. Or a mirror. Mirror would be great here. It's just 20 bucks. Are you a pendant or are you a crystal? It's our second pendant.
Okay. What point do we start checking maps again?
I believe I asked you that question. Chat, what's your consensus? When do we... At what point do you start checking what your prizes are on the map? What point do you track maps? Not at all, says Furious Prince. Okay, that's fair, actually. I feel like if you track maps, you have to know at some point that your odds of getting your, as you could call it, the Go Mode shopping list, versus your odds of not actually knowing
the shovel check
is the book.
I'm sorry.
Was the
That's a
flute
flute!
Wait, Doc decided not to go through Spiral Cave.
I mean, you had an entire village of outcasts to check.
The Spiral Cave spits out here.
Does
And
anybody
none-
know where?
Oh no! Doc might. It's a one-item check. It's a slow one. Pseudo boots or no pseudo boots. That's a slow one-item check. You're never going back to that.
But we have a mire access.
It's still so good at letting you get to places, man. It's so much faster to flute around.
It is. I agree.
Where were the Smiths again?
I've been trying to ask you that.
I don't remember. Were they in Kakariko? We're activating our flute regardless, but then we're gonna flute to. Speaking of checking your map, we have a Crystalline Desert and a Crystalline Hera.
Okay, so there's another piece of the Gomo shopping list.
The Desert Palace Big Key.
And the Tower of Hera. Not Biggie, just the tower.
You're gonna put the entire tower in your shopping bag.
Yes.
Unexpected item in bagging area. The entire Tower of Hera, Zeke? My
Yes.
goodness. No, we have seen the Smiths. I just don't have them tracked. Because for the one time I don't open a tracker. Smiths were at Saha, Chad is telling us. Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
For all these times I say, I'm going to open a tracker and never touch it. Well, this time I didn't open a tracker and kind of wish I had.
I just know myself. I can't track and pay attention at the same time. I can barely pay attention.
I'm going to say, do you make enough money to pay attention?
Nope.
All right. Frogsmith, welcome home after your Hyrulean cruise, I guess you could call it. And he's like, here's a tip. Never let me do that again.
Furious? You're better than I am then. Because I can't even pay attention. Oh my gosh, we're finally getting to see what's in Ice Palace.
Yes, we're also finally going to get to see what's in Crystal Roller Room in Turtle Rock.
I believe the Crystal Roller Crew is there.
So we open this chest and, Ivy Karma's going to pop out?
Mm-hmm.
Armalix is
Hi,
already
Saha.
in chat. Hi, small key to Desert Palace. Hi,
On
a
green
piece of heart
pendant?
on Saha. No, the green pendant was a piece of heart. Hi, big key to Desert Palace.
Huh.
We just, on both sides of the screen, got the combined logical requirements for Desert Palace.
In logic.
Indeed. Yeah, the big key behind Saha, which is behind a bits check that's really not savory. And the small... Oh. Okay, well, there's your logical access up the mountain. Now
you consider
can
Mire.
go into Mire. And, actually, Zaf is about to get his small key to Desert Palace. Not a big surprise. Oh, there's a map check.
Pendant Pod.
It's
Who said
Pendant
Pendant
Pod! Who said Pendant Pod?
Wait,
And that's
you
your
said
Go
Pendant
Mode
Pod.
shopping list. Yeah, I did. So that means we have crystals on Swamp Palace, Thieves Town, and Mire.
Okay, so Gomo shopping list. Big keys to Thieves Town and Mire.
Hammer.
The hammer.
The location of Tower of Hera.
Have we
And-
seen Desert North?
Yeah, we haven't
Yes.
seen the north side. Have we? No, we haven't. We
No.
haven't seen the north entrance of the desert either.
I'm seed bleeding with the cross key seed from last night.
From last night?
Yes.
You had a seat in between that even.
You're implying casual boost.
We have seen the back of desert. Here it is.
Oh. I told you we saw
Here
this.
You told me yes. I told you no. You believe me, and you're the one who's done 3. You've done a game and a comm before this one, and you're
Yes, I did.
trusting me?
Yep.
Sir? Oh boy, that big key.
Do you like that big key?
Nobody should like that big key. Do you happen to know if Doc likes to go up the tower like other friends of ours do?
No, I don't.
Well, here we go with another. There's your Hyrule Castle small.
Now we
go
can
get
go back
that
and get
small
the
arrow.
arrow.
That single arrow. Do it. Small arrow. Just single. The Hyrule Castle arrow. Oh no. Speaking of small keys, we have a small key to ice. That's our second ice small.
That's not even that. I actually think that's Zaf's first.
Oh, it absolutely is. By the way, that's first blood for Zaphikil on the crystal count at an hour 4.
Hey, Ruby.
Yes, my friend?
I'd like to point out that we have both bows, and both bow dungeons are pendants.
Yeah, funny how that works, isn't it? We also haven't found Palace of Darkness at all yet, and we've had that big key and a small key for a while. Can you say junk, Phil?
We also only have one small key.
Do we have knowledge of more than one? Or we only have the one? There's the other ice small!
That's just funny how we found them both back to back.
Well, I mean, that's the one Doc has. He doesn't have the
Yes.
one out of back of desert. Yeah, I can see this being Zaf going directly to desert now to get the,
I mean, 3
the
items.
remaining 3 checks, yeah.
You have to, don't you?
You don't have to do anything. He's going to Ganon's Tower instead, which is objectively the correct play.
I mean, he can get his items out of right side if he wants. If he can get across the. I just ask why Doc was standing in the spikes, and then I remembered we need a way out.
Yes, and unfortunately for the person who wants to be really sassy and snarky, there's no mirror in Mire. Not today, anyway. Not yet. There could still yet be a mirror on, like, Vitreous or something. You'd hate to see that, though. Also, no, I still am put off by not having a small key to Mire. I'm sorry. I would rather go in with 1 than 0. Zaf is getting bullied by some tiles. You have a boomerang! You have both boomerangs, actually. No, I get it. I'm with you. I don't see going into Mire in the situation Zaphikil found it. I completely understand going in the way Doc found it.
Yeah, not having logic would have kept me from going there. Are we finally going to figure out how to get to desert? No, we're going into the center. Who am I kidding?
I thought you were going to say something about finding out how to get to Sesame Street, and I was like,
Can you tell me?
no. There's your Eastern Big Key for Zaf. I don't know if he knows it's a pendant. He might
He
not
doesn't.
be
He
inclined
probably chases it.
to go back. I mean, it'd be fast enough for him anyway. He's not going to have silvers, though, because of where the silvers are.
I mean, unless the hammer's just in here.
You luck-sacking schmuck. Okay, he doesn't actually, Did you know... Did you know that there are hearts in these 2 pots up here? It's not magic, it's hearts. Does Zaf know that?
Evidently, the answer to that question.
And he's going to suffer the same fate that Dr. Earworm did. And Dr. Earworm's not even going to open this chest because the chain chomps have got him. See, this right here. I open the door, I'm committing myself to this check. That is both reckless and brave.
He at least has the motivation to go. He's the one with the big. No, he's not.
No, the big key is what the Doc has the big key. Where was the big key? Big key to GT. Where did we see that?
In Mire?
It was in Mire. That could still come back to bite us here, you know.
I have left a hammer there before. I hated it.
Myers
hate a lot of
Spike Room
things.
being confirmed by one of our helpful friends in chat, Maidwalker. You know, have
Chain
you ever
chomps
gotten
for
that? Yeah, chain chomps or chain chomps? Did you know? 3 bombs. Aren't you glad you came back for those?
He wants back for the TR front.
Zaf, no. Okay. Zaf doesn't
Potato,
know
please.
the strat.
I don't know the strat.
You don't know the strat? Oh my god, he does know there's hearts up there. Zaf, please. For the love of all that is holy, just slow down. The best way to get through this room is to take it slow. Don't dash into the... Yeah, at that point, after 2 tries, you just kind of ditch. And that's unfortunate. Oh, boy. Alright, Doc, where are you headed at? Where are you going? What you doing?
That about smoky.
Yeah. Actually, no. This is... Yeah. It's desert.
And here's the eastern play.
You don't want him to, but, you know, I think he kind of has to.
It's right there. He doesn't know it. It's the best play to think about.
Has to. I get it. I get it. I think I still hold off. Speaking of Desert Palace leading to other things we might not need or want, there's another pod key. And right back out the door. Do you know why? Because Doc is going to go dispatch 1 Trinex. By the way, that's our 3rd shield, so that shovel's in logic now, which means that book can actually lead to progression. This Trinex kill, on the other hand, no.
No, it's not.
Not even close.
It needs several things still, mostly called Turtle Rock Small Keys.
We need 2. We know of another one from Zafikil. Hey, by the way, now that we're officially over an hour in, these 2 runners are still awesome. I don't know about me and Zeke, though.
I think at least this Zeruvian guy here next to me is awesome, but more importantly, this Furious Prince guy is awesome.
Yeah, this Furious Prince guy has been tracking this by himself. Have you ever tracked a race on SpeedGaming, Zeke?
Unfortunately.
How? Oh, be nice. You're live.
It was before Sigma fixed things, okay?
Listen, I'm not allowed to track anymore. Ask Kuchiri why. Ask Kuchiri why I'm not allowed to track anymore. I tried to solo track a 2-player SMZ3. It went terrible, is what I'll say.
Anyways, we have our nice Turtle Rock.
You're joking, right? You're joking, right?
Nice spot for Turtle Rock. Thanks, game.
Well, there's 3 more checks. Actually, that's the full clear of TR after these 3 checks. See, you can do Turtle Rock in as little as 1 key. What do you need key logic for?
Knowing when that piece of part is in logic so I know when I can die again.
Well, we're gonna get silvers on Zaf's side.
Immediately after they'd be useful.
Yep. F. Do you think he saves and quits from here?
Probably.
That flute. What do you do with that flute?
You go back to the mire area and you use the ether that we think is the mire access.
I mean, that's kind of hanging in my head right now. I don't remember what the medallion on the floor said for Meyer. And we're missing some pretty crucial entrances yet. There's a pod key, so we now know of 3 of those. No, we decided we're gonna go... What's over here?
He wants Fairy Ascension entrance.
That's fair, actually. You know, it's a myths check that you can make, so here it is. And there's nothing here. I see.
He has a desert entrance that's easy to get to.
I don't get doing that now. You get me? I don't get doing that now. You got any other reason to go back to that side of the mountain, and you chose to check it now? Alright, we got a blue potion, and is this going to be an ice play, Zeke?
Maybe?
He's both keys. He's going north, so it's probably not.
I mean, ice. You have to go to Dark World to get to ice.
That's true. Ice was in... Was ice
Dark
in
Trap.
blue? Ice was in Dark Trap. That's right. Okay.
I actually expect this to be a... I kind of expect a desert dive still, because he has the keys.
You know, it could be desert into... You know, he could be desert into...
It's ice.
No, he's going straight... Oh, this is a hot read if he's going straight to ice. Because he's got Trinex he could do yet. He's got... Where are you going, Zeph?
1 in CT.
Oh, right, because he didn't DVR this. Okay, that's fair.
You know, it was a slow DVR.
Not really.
It was like 6 hearts.
On these guys with green mail that you do take 1 heart from. That's not that bad. The combat's the slow part of it at that point. Now, what I don't like is coming out of your way to do this now. Well, you're going to be able to walk out of here, because you don't have the small key for Dark Maze, so that's fine. But if he had had the small key, I would have hated doing this now. So you don't do this now on red mail with no mirror. There's no way. Alright, we're going to see a silver Lamellus fight from Dr. Earworm. This should be a 3-shot kill. 1, a 2, a 3. Bingo.
A crunch.
Chomp. Crumch. CROMCH. Second Ice Palace small key. I think Zaf is now realizing that he can dispatch Trinex, and that is the direction he's headed in. I would still like to see him go through Desert first.
Nope, he's going for Crystal.
Yeah, I think this is fine. If you can yell across the country and he can hear you from wherever he's playing, then I want your lungs, sir.
And I want his ears.
Why have his ears when you can have mine?
Because apparently his work really well if he can hear Alazun across the country.
Hush you.
I'm not so I'm complimenting the incredible hearing. I think this is Doc's first trip to Hyrule Castle.
You know, I'm gonna have to call a race with Alazun next Cross Keys tournaments just so we can rage all day. But that's for later.
Fun.
Right now, we've got a Trinex going down for Zafikel. And Zaf still has a crystal lead. Albeit... No, he doesn't. I lied. He's just tying it up now. What is this? This was... We don't have a mushroom or powder, so why...
He didn't know about... That's Doc's first trip at 77 minutes.
We're going to see another big key in the hands of one Zafikel, because he's going to see this and be like, oh. Wait, Doc just walks into GT, walks back out, walks back in again, and says, wait a minute, I guess I got to do... This isn't even in logic. This, like, it can be progression down the line.
The answer is, Doc's trying to confuse us. Little does Doc know, that doesn't take much.
The risk was calculated. But boy, am I bad at math. Question. Is this big brain if both players tried to do it and both players died attempting to do it?
I mean, I'm waiting for the hammer to be through here. What about you?
You're waiting for the hammer to drop, is what you're trying to say?
I'm waiting for it to be through this right side, just to add to the pain.
Who's going to be in pain? By the way, you
Me.
can't walk through that. And you can't bonk it either, because you have bomb boots and not real boots.
I think... Don't quote me, but I think that block can actually push.
Yeah, mind blown. Someone in chat is going to confirm you, and I'm just going to be like, my entire life has been a lie. See, having HP helps.
It does.
Zaf now sees Pendant Pod, Crystal Swamp, and goes into Meyer. So he's going to get his GT Big Key. Whoopee! He lifted the pot. I'm so proud.
You know what is in Logic and GT right now?
The climb.
Did you just go Little Green Alien on me?
Little.
From Toy Story.
Little? Oh, well, would you look at that? It's just a compass. It's just kind of there. Doc, you can bonk that.
I mean, I have seen people miss it, and I've seen people, including myself, land it, so I'm pretty sure these boots have a mind of their own.
I just thought it needed to be said. You can bonk that. It's the equivalent of a bomb jump.
Yes.
Any gap that you can bomb jump, you can pseudo bonk. There's the GT Big Key for Zafikel. Let's see if it puts him back in this direction to clear up this check and possibly climb. That's the Quake medallion. We still can't do anything with that.
So, what are your thoughts on climbing the tower?
Should ask other players what I think about climbing the tower.
I mean, I know your thoughts, but I'm asking you as in the collective view of chat.
So, chat, what are your thoughts on climbing? You gotta direct the voice. You gotta be like, you gotta Morgan Freeman the voice. Be like, so chat, what are your thoughts on? Stop, Ruby. Just stop. Just Dr. Earworm says, climb schmime. I'm doing it. It's in Logic. I have an extra key. Why the heck not?
I mean, it also gives you like 3 minutes to think, what do I do next?
I'm worried about Ice Palace with one small. Ice Palace with one small is really, really, really kind of just, it's eating me alive right now.
Now, what about Ice Palace with 2 smalls?
Ice Palace with 2 smalls is just like, well, gee, thanks, game. Thieves Hideout behind the pyramid. So 1 item behind the climb, in addition to the 4 up top. 2 of them blocked by 0 keys, 1 blocked by a 3rd key, and 1 blocked by a 4th.
I just had a sickly funny idea for the Logic, and I don't want it to listen to me.
Okay, well, I mean, it might have done it without your intent, regardless,
Yes.
so let's hear it.
There's a small key down on the torch.
Don't you dare. Don't you no, bad. Oh, we get the climb now from Dr. Earworm. He is going to go through the gauntlet. Pretty well equipped for a gauntlet at this stage, actually, with tempered swords, silver arrows, and at the very least, some goodies to play with. Probably has that blue potion from Paradox now, too. a little bit of added safety, and you know, you can't blame him because there's nothing else to do on Dark Death Mountain. Zafikel says, I've opened all my checks, and Meyer, we're out of here.
I can't wait for the boots to be in a mini Helma room.
I dislike the cut of your jib right now. You know,
I'm sorry, how did he end up through the spark?
I don't know, but we got Zafikel following in the footsteps of one Dr. Earworm. And suddenly this race is just kind of coming down to... Is there anything in GT?
Where's my hammer?
Like, this race is... dude, where's my hammer? I'm worried about... I'm not worried about this GT.
You're worried about Ice Palace, I know.
I'm worried about what they do after this GT. Zaf,
why are you in here?
Why did you say... Well, Allison, please help me yell at Zafikel.
Please.
GT I mean, you only ever do this if you download the bomb jump patch.
I do happen to play with bomb jump patch, so...
I play on... I don't play on the bomb jump patch. I play on the original version. It's fine. While chat is confirming, Zeke, that you have officially blown my mind, the block in the compass room is confirmed pushable.
Thank you, Garrison, for confirming what I said.
In here, we get
TR3
small. And our fourth pod small. And it's a Palace of Darkness we haven't seen yet. I bet you it's just sitting at Meyer. And everything else after this is out of logic.
So behind the next GT small key we find... is the map of Skullwoods. I bet you it's a green pendant.
I mean, I would almost be willing to put all the money on the table into your pocket to confirm that. Oh no, 100% that connector's in logic. The thing is, when we found out where... we had spat out on the mountain in the first place, which was Zafikel doing the Spec Rock bomb jump. That's not in logic. And thus, that is not something that I'd be willing to chase at that point. That's why I said, perfectly fine to skip it then. Then when Doc walks out GT, okay, the top of the mountain's in play. So I need to go into Meyer. You can bonk this, gentlemen.
Are we going to have words with the runners?
Whichever team advances, I'm going to be like, boot camp. Like, literally. Boots camp. Anyway, there goes Aga 2. By the way, if you blinked, you missed it. Even though you would have had to have one heck of a long blink with how long the Aghanim fights are. Just pick a micro nap or something. Anyway, there's one item behind Aghanim.
What do you not want to see?
The mushroom.
Oh, good.
These two really, really, really don't want to go into Hammerless Ice. Or anything else that they have on the table. Because they are not interested in anything other than climbing GT.
Where are we going, Doc?
Is there something Doc didn't check? Or is there something else over here that Doc wants to go do?
Doc, where are you going? I actually don't remember what's over here.
Oh, this is the connector to the TR bridge he didn't take.
He did not take this. He's going to find his fairy fountain.
Yeah, he's going to be very unhappy to see it. There's a comma in there somewhere.
So now where do we go?
I mean, elementary, my dear Highwind. You go into Ice Palace. Which is why we have Doc taking this. This is the faster way to get to Village of Outcasts, I think. Yeah, this is the fast and easy way without coming up here and waiting through a mirror portal Okay, now I have several questions.
I have like 37,000 questions.
That's a lot of questions. Anyway, okay. Coming up on 90 minutes. The mode is pseudo boots cross keys, we know that. We're going fast, we haven't found the real boots. There's lots of... Oh, he's remembering the Super Bunny. Oh no! Anyway, these two teams fighting for their lives in the playoffs of the Open League. One game up are the Crystal Royal Crew. One good win by... I'm sorry?
I think he forgot he didn't have a mirror.
I just...
Yes, I'm just going to place a block on another block.
Yo, dog. Any hoot. Had a game between Timp and Armolex that you need to watch back the other night. CRC up 1-0. This is our second of 3 games to open up the best of 5 series. Our other game, is that on the schedule between Tyler and Karma?
Let me check the schedule as we're going exploring.
Going, more exploring. It is for Saturday.
Yeah, it's on Saturday at 3:10 p.m. Eastern. That'll be a good race.
Yeah, and Karma themselves in chat confirming that for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the Final Fantasy V Career Day Tourney channel. Logging,
Interesting.
as a matter of fact.
Interesting place to be on, but...
By the way, did you know there's a number of great randomizers that are broadcast on SpeedGaming all day, every day? We've got tournaments all over the place. Right now we have a Metroid Prime 2 randomizer tournament running again. There's weekly races for Z1R, SMB 3R. Link to the Past has a daily race series and the weekly open on Sundays. Make sure you're following SpeedGaming 1 through 6.
I think they're up to 8 now.
We do have 8 channels, but 1 through 6 are run daily, like all the time.
Yeah, I mean, follow 7 and 8 for the occasional overflow.
Alright, a flute for Dr. Earworm. What does that flute do for us? You know, it makes us go
Gets
to
us
Meyer.
back to Meyer.
It makes us go to Meyer. And that's literally it.
I'm still upset that nobody's gone into the desert for the big chests.
I'm right there with you, actually. We didn't even see Zaf go into the... He didn't even pick... even pick the small key section. He just dodged it for Trinex. I feel like you go into desert first in that situation. There's just... Zaf, please,
Zafgal can rest.
please don't...
Zaf,
please don't die to Aghanim. Please do not die to Aghanim.
He died to Aghanim.
Does he still have a fairy? He has a
Yes, he
fairy
does.
from Meyer. He didn't ditch it because he didn't death warp out of Meyer.
He is so lucky.
And he got
The post-death bounce
Oh my goodness. Golly gee, goodness me, Zaphakel with the fairy has saved his own butt. You know, I'm gonna say Zaf didn't kill Aghanim 2. The fairy did it.
I would like to imagine it that the fairy actually reflected the ball for him.
Hey, look what we got! Look what we got! We got a pen check, and the pen says, "Hey, I'm $5." It
20.
immediately wants to. Is it 20?
That's the $20.
Oh, it's couch cash, not
$5
pocket
is-
list. Got it.
$5 is pocket change.
No, pocket lint. Oh my god, Doc's doing the thing.
I cannot wait for this to be a pod It's a pendant pod, and it's going to have a French vanilla hammer.
I'm going to be so upset. It is ether. See, I told you it was ether. I've been asking to.
Why are our medallions vanilla?
Why are we? Where are we going if we're Zaffikel? Is this ice?
Ice Palace.
Ice Palace.
The two plays we've wanted to.
No, he's gonna run right past it. This is desert. He's going to desert. The long way. And this is a connection. Where could this go?
Desert
Where could
Ledge.
this possibly go? It could. It could actually go to Desert Ledge. Via the north or the west exit. Oh, it's just K45. Okay, so Myers bust. So there's progression in either desert or ice.
Or both.
Or, or both. Well, we already know it's not here. We have chat debating the validity of Chrono Cross as a game over Chrono Trigger.
I can't input. I've not played either of them.
I mean, I'm over here going. I'm with the one side that says the OST more than makes up for the lack of personality given by the slew of characters in Chrono Cross. And we're gonna keep yelling at you, Zeke, to play Chrono Trigger. Like right now, it's $20 in the Desert Big Chat. It's gotta be Ice Palace, man. It's gotta be.
Ivy Karma and Alazun want me to play this game.
If you don't think a Chrono Trigger character has personality, I'm going to give you two characters that you know have personality. Luca. Yeah, because Luca's just stereotypical nerd, but she has so much personality to her. And Frog. How much grief do you think Glenn goes through?
Can we please go to Ice Palace?
Could someone go to... This is the Castle Tower check. We already saw Zaf do this. Zaf's doing the front of Escape now.
Technically, this is Doc's first trip up here. He only just now bombed open the Sphere 1 connector.
I'm gonna die. Don't do this to me, you two.
I don't regret signing up for this yet. I don't regret signing up at all because this has been a blast, actually.
It's always a blast.
A lot of our griping and complaining about these runners is because we are good friends with these runners.
And if you haven't met these runners in your travels, Dr. Earworm has not been playing cross keys for more than a few months. Okay? He's kind of new on the scene in general, and he is making waves upon waves.
It's time for Smith Chain!
And Zaffikel, same way. He's not been playing this game for very long either. He's been learning from some of the best, and you can see it. Is there any question? These two teams, with players young and new, and also experienced and seasoned, I guess you would say, in the case of Tyler Salt. That's not funny.
I would hope,
Why would you even
I would
say
hope
that?
that Tyler Salt's seasoned.
Sure. Okay. Fantastic personalities, great players, and a lot of talent to be had and to behold. So take it for what it's worth. They're worth watching, as you can see. So keep watching. Have we seen Purple Chest? Did Zap do purple?
I don't know. It feels like the sea has gone on for 7 years. So I actually don't know.
It's the 7 years war of Hyrule versus Ice Palace. Hey, it's the best item. We have shield percent. Isn't there a purple chest sprite? Should we run as the... Oh, we're going to big chest, Super Doc. Okay, fine. Understandable.
Do we
have a nice
have
day.
a purple chest sprite?
Is there a purple chest sprite? I mean, there's There's a medallion sprite. How do we not have a purple chest sprite? There
I mean,
is. Are you telling me you did it, Zelga?
I mean, my favorite part of Medallion Sprite is the fact that the bunny is the tablets.
You know, the purple chest sprite's bunny should be Gary. Zaf, what are you doing? Zaf? You're Dark Old State, so yeah, this works. We're about to be about even on checks. Yeah, we've seen pretty much everything from both runners, and it's going to take a wiggle or a woggle from one of them or the other to do whatever it is that we need to do next. I feel like we're going to converge.
Runner to go to Ice Palace?
We're going to converge on our last location here. Well, we're going to see the purple chest from Doc first. We're going to see the purple chest from Zafikil at the same time.
How did we get here?
I don't know. Is your name Desmond?
We have been going through this seed for an hour and a half now, almost 100 minutes. And we're basically dead even?
Hammerless Ice sucks with no big, but we have had one or two... Listen!
Ice Palace!
We've had one or two small keys. We've had the Cane of Samaria. It's been just kind of gnawing at the back of your ears for how long? Did you see how many pot small Zafikil has?
Have you noticed that we don't have a Palace of Darkness yet?
He's actually... It said the tracker says 4. His in-game count says 5.
Well... Wait, how did we get here?
Back of Old Man.
Okay.
I'm blind.
I want to yell at Zap for having the flash effects on.
No, I take 9 hits to kill. I'm blind. Did we go down through? Yeah, we did.
This goes K45.
And then what? Yeah, I know lunch money's been sitting there as like the phrase in chat, and then I say, and then what? And my first read is lunch money. I think Doc is about to go into Ice Palace with literally nothing left to do.
Thank you.
And that would... Oh, Zaf, you should have known that, but okay. I digress.
We're 101 minutes in, and we have been stagnating on progression for 25 minutes.
How would you like your hammer to be an iced tea?
No, thank you.
Yeah, me neither. By the way, have I said follow these runners yet? I might have said that a few times.
You have, but we should say it again, because these runners deserve follow.
It bears repeating.
They're fantastic people.
Thanks, game.
We got a Sortly coin.
I hear they make great potion saving. Oof.
We're flipping a switch in case there's a hammer here. I cannot wait for progression to actually be like boots.
I'm actually expecting the hammer here, so I agree, along with the other agreements in chat, to check the switch so that if you get your hammer, you just knock down Cold Stare without a second thought. Chat also asking, did Doc check Ether Tablet? See, here's the problem. The problem with checking Ether Tablet is...
We can't get there yet.
Getting to Ether Tablet. Don't have a mirror. Don't have a hammer.
Get to the summit of Light Death Mountain.
Yeah. At the moment, we don't have a way to do so. That can change any second. It won't change in this room.
It'd be hilarious if the progression was a mirror.
I will be upset. Because then it could be on Ether Tablet. Which is why the game would put it on Bombo's tablet instead. Hey look, it's a small key. It's a Castle Tower small key! Hey, about that Dark Maze in Castle Tower.
Getting there's easy, you just have to death warp.
Oof. We're going for the bomb jump here, which I don't disagree with. Especially not having the big key.
He flipped the switch. It's
He did
faster
flip
than
the
bomb
switch.
jump.
This is faster. Did Zaf also flip the switch?
Zaf also flipped the switch.
Both runners expecting... How would you like a hammer and iced tea, he says. And so there was not. It's the big key to Skull Woods and iced tea. Did you just death warp off the freeze ore up here? Why would you even death warp? Why would you even death warp here? And now you got slimes trying to make your death warp seem even worse. Isn't just... No, wait. And there's Zaf doing the same thing.
There
Zaf
are
goes
now
ahead and
two
does a
checks.
squirrel.
That can be our progression. Castle Tower Dark Maze. And the Skull Woods Big Chests.
Castle Tower Dark Maze. Oh. That's what we're going to see first, actually, from Dr. Earworm. We're going directly into Castle Tower. And again, a check you probably don't want to death warp out of. That's why he's just running into everything here.
Mm-hmm.
And
He's trying
that
to...
is... Oh, here's the divergent paths saying the big thing. Saying the big thing. Who's going to have the answer? 50-50, straight up.
Castle Tower Dark Maze.
Solo's big chest, please. Watch them both be progression. There's your mirror.
No! Actually, that's actually amazing. But
That's actually that's really good. The problem with how good that is how much it opens for Doc could be undermined by this being something else that we need. You know what? He's going to go ahead and check both. He's going to go ahead and check both, and why wouldn't you? Because this one was nada. And don't save and quit from here. No, Zafikel. Oh, the save and quit from there is slow. And we're going to last locate a mirror, and that means we can officially say, at an hour 46, that Doc is in the lead. Albeit slightly. And only until Zafikel goes to get his mirror.
Alright. Where do you go with this mirror?
I'm gonna say... Oh, we don't have enough keys for that. Zafikel has enough keys for that. You do this, right? You want to go out TR front. You want to at least witness what this item is. Where's Zaf going? I don't know if Zaf knows where Zaf's going.
I don't know if Zaf knows where Zaf's going. I don't know if Zaf tracked Castle Tower.
See, I've got chat saying mirror area 100% so you can mirror back to desert for an item. And... Oh, is this... Oh, Zaf is in oh no mode.
Pod! We have 5 keys to pod for Doc.
You know, never mind that. We can do 13 and 14 in this pod. Hey, how much you like butter? Oh, Zaf hasn't checked the shovel. He's gonna get his book, and the book is not gonna be the answer.
I think Zaf mistracked his Castle Tower.
Is this bomb really gonna blow the bridge up? Oh, come on. You are kidding me.
I would like to raise you 1991 hitboxes.
That's a lot of hitboxes. I'll call. There's the other CT small.
And what's behind CT right now? Nothing!
The single arrow. I mean, nothing, but also... Nothing that wasn't in logic before. Da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, actually, I think it makes sense for Zaf to check the shovel right then and there when he did.
Where is the progression?
Think about it. Think about it.
Zaf, where are you going?
When he picked up his third shield, the shovel became in line. Where is he going? Heck.
I'm an oh no,
Yeah,
I didn't track something mode.
This is a classic sign of oh no mode. Oh no mode is when you're playing an entrance mode and you realize that you have seen an entrance and you don't remember where. To which you go, oh no. Alright, so while Zaphikel takes a heckin' moment to heckin' think, Doc is going to show us the rest of what we have going on in the Palace of Darkness, with these remaining checks in back. Of course, one more key to put most of these in logic, but that key is probably implied somewhere we can go anyway.
It's just an harmless hallway.
Of course it is. When isn't it? When you have 5 keys and you need a small key to go feel like destroying Helmasaur, and the small key 6 is just at the big key chest, and you're not willing to go check that without the 6th key. I'm not speaking from experience or anything. And I'm not happy.
I told you it was a pod.
Who called that it was Pendant Pod? Hey, at least Pedestal's dead. Because this would be a third pendant for Doc if he went to go to Helma. Question from chat, isn't that go mode?
No.
This is Key Sanity. It is item go mode. However, we still need to find the entrance to Tower of Hera. We need to find the big key to Thieves' Town. And we need to find the big key to Misery Mire.
We also have Doc's Stream Freeze. So, I don't know what we didn't get.
So, we're being told in chat that Zaphikel has Castle Tower marked on his tracker. I wonder if he did not mark the key that he picked up in Ice Palace.
Whatever happens, we're in oh no mode.
I mean, I wouldn't actually be inclined to believe that at this point. Although, Doc is going directly to Swamp Palace, so those big keys we're talking about being missing, probably not missing for very long. Swamp Palace is one of those dungeons that are blocked by any number of items, and once you get all those items and that first small key, there are a total of 10 items for the pickings in Cross Keys. Or, in Key Sanity for all intents and purposes, but Cross Keys tends to ignore the fact that you need the flippers and the mirror to mirror back, pull the dam, to mirror back to the Dark World to do whatever, so...
I mean, it doesn't ignore the flippers, my friend.
It doesn't ignore the flippers, but it does ignore the mirror part. Where are you going, Zaphikel? That is... well,
not the big key we want to see.
But it is a logically required big key, and we have seen big key in big chest, and here's another one. Oh, it's half magic. That Eastern Palace big key actually paying something.
Also, the Ice Palace big key is actually not as bad as it could have been. We have to go back for Cold Stare.
Yeah, and that's just kind of on the path regardless of whether you Icebreak or not. So you'd rather have it than not. Did we not go down through Spec Rock? I thought we saw where Spec Rock went. Yeah. So, oh no.
Left side swamp. Can you imagine a map and compass on left side swamp?
Yes. In fact, can you imagine a map and compass not on left side swamp and then you never come back for the 2 items? Hello, friends. It is left side swamp time. There's really, honestly, this is one of those things that just opens up.
I don't think Zaf sees the castle tower on his tracker.
Hey, look, it's a required big key on the left side of swamp.
It is. That just leaves us looking for a Thieves' Town big key and an entrance. The entrance, which might still not be accessible.
It depends on whether or not that entrance is something we can get to with the mirror, or if the game wants us to find a particular pair of footwear.
That's right, we might need the flippers.
Get out.
Okay.
You know, if you go around Hyrule without a Goomba shoe, you're bound to step on a Lego eventually. That being said, there are a number of entrances that do require you to find the boots. There's also a small key block by boots. We don't know what dungeon that goes to yet.
Given our small key count, I'm not sure we care.
You realize both invincibility items were blocked by the mirror?
Yeah.
Have we seen Spike Cave yet?
Nope.
Yeah, Zaf is definitely playing like he doesn't know where he's trying to go. It's like...
I mean, it's probably a case of Dunker Tracker labels overlapping each other.
Could be a mystery. Is it? It's not an item miscount, is it?
It better not be.
Powder is boots locked too. If it's not even if it's ignited. It's not like it's gonna light Desert Palace up in fireworks. It might be a puddle at this point though. You know, it's been sitting on that torch for 2 hours. At 20 rupees on Argus, that's our 3rd crystal. It's an hour 56 in, and we have 3 crystals.
3 crystals. That is not to a Furious. That is the Meyer boss kill, not the Meyer big key.
3 crystals, 2 consonants, and a vowel. Well, yeah, 3 crystals, 2 pendants, and a tower.
And a partridge in a pear tree?
On the first day of random, my Link's house gave to me. Don't sing on stream, Ruby.
I mean, besides, everyone knows me on the first day of random, Lazy Kid gave to me.
Listen, I'm not letting Lazy Kid give me nothing. This seed gave, and this seed took away. The seed said, here, you're going to have fun, because we're going to give you... Oh. Unfortunately, Doc, it's still pseudo boots.
But, like, this seed's really, really slow.
It's only so slow as just not believing in what the keys are telling you to do. I feel like as soon as you got 1 small key to Ice Palace, regardless of where the big key ended up, you probably have to feel inclined to at least consider diving it. Speaking of small keys, it's a small... Oh, look! It's a small key to this dungeon!
At least it's a small key with very little logical implication at this point.
I mean... No. I'm going to be completely honest with you here. I was not expecting the first logical Meyer small to be in the Meyer big chest.
It's especially funny when you remember the fact that minor smalls only have logical meaning when you have them all.
Zaf is headed into the Dark World. Is Zaf headed for Castle Tower? Or is Zaf headed for anywhere but Castle Tower? I feel like this has to be good. He's gonna see it and he's gonna be like, dope. Hey, Alizoon is sitting there in chat saying, you know, everyone's had a mental lapse in a race before. It's hard to get through and, you know, wrap your head around it and get past it and move on. So Alizoon and I actually played each other in the 2021 Cross Keys tournament. One of us found a Moon Pearl, the other one forfeit.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Someone thought he checked all his drop downs and left a Moon Pearl on Uncle at Lumberjack. I wonder who that could be. Hint, it wasn't Alizoon.
Right. We have our good friend, the Eyeball Boss of A Link to the Past, which is different from the Eyeball Boss in A Link to the Past and the Eyeball Boss in A Link to the Past.
Okay, Zafikil's not dead in the water yet because he has picked up his mirror. But he does have some ground to make up. Namely, he has to find out where that hammer is, because that hammer is going to keep him from finishing. Actually, if I'm Doc with this hammer, I'm probably going to left side GT looking for my Thieves Big.
So eventually, yeah.
But at the same time,
I'm also checking all of... Oh, I hate that key.
That key could be anything, and it's probably not something we need at this point.
Yeah, I'm just glad we don't really need keys. So long as that's not a Harrow basement key, actually.
You know what's sad is that could be TR4, blocked by TR3.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Hilariously stupid. You know what else? Vanilla Harrow would be hilarious, but it's not. You know what else? You see where Zaf is going?
What is on the Ether tablet today? That's a small key. TR3.
That's TR4. That's TR4, because Zaf has 3. No, you see where Zaf is going?
Up the mountain.
No,
again.
Through Turtle Rock. Through Turtle Rock to get to the top of the mountain to just mirror.
Was that really
God's
faster?
Sakes. I don't know, actually. I think it...
No, I don't think it was.
A question from chat, where was the hammer? Of course, you better believe in Pendant Pod. It was in the U Room Ruby basement on the right-hand side. I was gonna say, what was our way to get to a TR Bridge? That was Super Bunny, right?
No.
No? How'd we get to TR Bridge?
TR Bridge is the
connector
from
the
Pod
Broccoli
Dark
House.
Saha.
Right.
Broccoli Man connects us there.
Broccoli Man.
No singing on SpeedGaming. We have been through this.
I'm just so used to singing. I'm sorry.
I don't want Rick to get mad at us.
Rick doesn't have a reason to get mad at us. Rick and I will probably sing the next time we can't sing. We will get yelled at.
I don't want Drosy to get mad at us.
I don't want the League and Feasel to get mad at us. That's what I'm feeling. Anyway, yeah. This one's kind of... We're at that point where what do we do now is definitely the question of the moment at any given time here. Zafikel last locates Mirror in Dark Maze and is now chasing Mirror checks, kind of? Oh, Zaf. Now going for this key. Yeah. Could have done that from up here earlier, my friend.
Zaf.
Oh boy.
I don't pity Zaf for the words Alisoon could have for him later.
We haven't seen this yet. It's not what we're looking for, though. Okay. So, now you have Graveyard Ledge. Because that's really the only thing you'd be running this way to mirror for. We know K45 is a spit out. This is Ice Palace first, actually. That's a pretty good play.
I mean, it's a full dungeon to clear.
I mean, yes, but you also have all the keys, the hammer, and all the items that you need to do it. Just straight up. Nothing. Where is Hera? Have either of them fluted to 6 yet since we got this mirror?
No.
What on Earth? What on this great blue planet? Was Hammerpeg's checkpost pod? No. No, it was not.
Hammer House was not checked either. We finally have another GT small.
When do you go to left side GT?
Now, because I think now you have the keys to open the
we
map
have
chest.
If you're looking at Dr. Earworm, he has all the keys.
I mean, it's easy enough to save and quit there.
And the big chest of Ice Palace is just the vanilla item from above it.
Wait, is that really a 5 rupee in Freezer?
I thought it was. Is it not?
I don't know.
Well, it's blue, so at least it's like the same color.
I haven't played
normally
through the vanilla game, and I haven't done a casual playthrough of vanilla game in forever.
You doubt my game knowledge, sir.
No.
Yes.
But also, you didn't know that there was a push block in Compass Room.
And how often am I doing Compass Room? Here's Cold Stare for Dr. Earworm.
And
that
there
was
goes
Cold Stare for Dr. Earworm.
And there goes everyone's favorite eyeball boss from Link to the Past.
I see what you did there. I will see myself out. Nothing? Not even a boo. Wow.
What, did you want me to react?
Probably not, no, actually. Alright, well, in just a couple moments here, Zaffikel's going to pick up his hammer. And, you know, in the same way that many players would feel kind of silly, I think.
Alright, that puts us at 5 crystals for Dr. Earworm. And he's now going to go check out what's over here at the desert area.
If this has Hera, I'm going to be like... I'm just waiting for the about time in chat. Oh, let the go back in, go back in, go back in. Hey, look, it's an item. Hey, look, I don't need it. Meanwhile, there's your Spike Cave. Oh, God, Spike Cave at this point. We have plenty of HP. I feel like you just do it here. It's easy enough to just go back over to the checkerboard entrance, regardless of what your situation is after this anyway.
And now, at 2 hours, 8 minutes, and 41 seconds,
It's hammer time.
Zapkill has a hammer.
And suddenly we're on equal footing, with the only difference being that Doc has cleared a couple extra dungeons.
Oh, so it's not really equal footing.
No. The shoe's on the other foot. Yeah, the Mire Big is in Swamp. The Thieves Big is still at large. The Mire and Ice Crystals are in Dr. Earworm's possession. But the Hera entrance and Thieves Town Big are not. I'm just waiting for the Thieves Big to just be in Hera here at this checkerboard. Well, it was not. We have 2 hammer checks to do in Village of Outcasts yet.
There are 3 entrances before we get the boobs.
How do you know Boots could just be... Oh, I forgot all about this one.
There are a total of 6 entrances left in this game that we have not seen.
Bonk Rocks, King's Tomb. We've seen Donk Rocks. We have not seen Lonk Rocks. Oh boy.
In addition to those 3 Boots checks, there's the Hammer Shop in Village of Outcasts.
Can we talk about
Hammer
this?
Pet
Can we talk
Cave.
about this? Do you see what's happening on the right side of the screen?
And we're getting a Helmasaur kill in Logic.
Pendant Helma, which is a
He doesn't
check
know what-
most would fade. Oh, he absolutely
doesn't know
knows
what's
it.
on pedestal.
Look what's... He doesn't know it's on pedestal. But I feel like you do this now, because if there's something here, you're banking that your opponent didn't do it. And if your opponent didn't do it, then
Right,
this
big
is
bomb.
a lost location for Dr.
What
Earworm.
do you have?
Tower of Hera, clearly. Oh, it's Hype Cave.
Hype
Oh,
Cave?
that's arguably worse.
I thought we found this already.
No, I actually forgot that this was here. Guess
That's
what?
the big key of Tower of Hera.
It's a logically required Hype Cave, and that is entrance mode.
That is
You
entrance
can now
mode.
touch every entrance in the game.
Okay.
Boots in Hype Cave behind Red Crystal's Ice and Turtle Rock, where the Turtle Rock was put in logic by the mirror.
Yucko.
So this would have to be Thieves Big for it to be anything worth it to Zaffico.
Oh, there's Mimic Cave.
There is Mimic Cave somewhere, isn't there?
No.
Oh, this mirror checks you
That's
haven't done yet.
Mimic
You forgot
Cave.
these 2. I was just on top of it with you and not. All at the same time. Is Hera at Mimic Cave? Oh, good!
Oh, good.
It is not Hera at Mimic Cave.
So,
By the way, when's the last time we shouted out our players tonight?
about 40 minutes, about 33 minutes ago.
Can we get an exclam C in chat, please? And an exclam R. Not necessarily in that order. We got the runners on the screen. On the follow. Just follow everybody on the page. Do it.
But especially the runners and Furious Prince, because Furious Prince is doing fantastic.
Furious Prince is all over this right now. He is making us look silly as our tracker tonight. As our solo tracker in Key Sanity, in Entrance, in Cross Keys.
Tower of Hera,
It's
behind
just-
the boots.
It's just here. All right, that is actually...
Thieves
need
Town
the
Big
Thieves Town
Key
Big
is go
Key.
mode.
Yeah. And you know what? That Thieves Big's probably just on the left side of GT, because of course it is.
Hear me out.
No.
Okay.
No, just tell me. Tell me why.
Hear me out.
Where is it?
Magic Bat.
No. Bad.
Behind the magic powder on Desert Torch.
You mean the puddle of magic powder on Desert Torch?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is a check behind the pegs, and the check behind the pegs is just another piece of heart. $5. What else
I
do
was
we
about
have?
to call it vanilla, and no, that is not vanilla.
No, decidedly not. Yeah, Zephikel's only out right now is finding the Thieves' Town Big Key in a place that Doc is not likely to return to anytime soon. Which, seeing as Doc has a check lead, that's really unlikely. And also, this is a logical Moldorm kill for Dr. Earworm, so... Look, more bombs. See, we're calling for Hero Basement, but do you see that problem where the key count says 0?
How do you get into Hero Basement without a key?
It depends. How many levels of lockpicking have you put into your Elder Scrolls game?
I mean, this is Key Sandy, and we've already... I could get to the... I could get to that key with
remember that small key on... remember that small key on the torch?
Yeah?
Yeah, we're about to see what that is. Want to see Hera Small? It's a Meyer Small. Oh, wow. That means, technically, the full clear of Meyer is behind 5, 6...
No, it isn't.
The full clear. A full clear.
The full clear is, yes.
I did say full clear. Listen to me.
When have I ever done that?
I don't know. I'll let you know when you start. Is that go mode? I told you it's
go
just
mode in left side.
GT.
Okay. We have to kill blind.
We gotta see blind first. Unfortunately, I'm gonna say it. This is definitely Dr. Earworm's race to lose at this point.
I don't see how it's unfortunate. We are friends of both.
It's like this could be so much closer.
But this does mean that we have a very, very good chance of even more rando between these two teams.
Oh no, not a good chance of more rando. We can guarantee that this secures a game 4 for both teams, which is the lower seed selects a mode out of the power players pool and chooses a runner.
I believe that the mode selection in a game 4 in this case would go over to the Longshots.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes you wonder, what would the Longshots pick in a game 4 scenario?
And who do you deploy? Because depending on how things go in Saturday Night Clash between IB Karma and Tyler Salt, you could see a situation where you either try to just put it down in Game 4 by playing someone you don't want to play in Game 5, or play for Game 4 to be the end of it. And we're getting the inside scoop from chat. Tyler Salt, member of the Longshots, believes that if we do go to Game 4 expecting Tip to run, it would be hard open MC shuffle.
One hard McShuffle.
With cheese. Speaking of...
why did we pick up the key?
Force of habit.
Muscle memory.
I mean, force of habit. No, you don't even need to muscle memory the key. If you're playing Veterans, you're never picking up that key. Speak of, if this happens to go to a Game 5, the format for playoffs has all Game 5s being co-op Veterans.
Probably the most fun mode from the regular season.
So lots to think about for both teams here after the result tonight. If it does go into Dr. Earworm's favor, as it does appear to be.
I mean, this is solidly in Dr. Earworm's favor, let's be honest here.
But only one team can possibly have an advantage going into Game 4. And for that, you're going to have to tune in on Saturday afternoon as IB Karma and Tyler Salt play in Verosia. Channel to be decided.
Zafkel goes into Swampolis.
Sounds like Swampolis. SWAMPALACE. POLIS? Swampolis?
Swampopolis.
And in the meantime, Doc is going to go rescue this poor trapped maiden at the bottom of Thieves' Town in the chains and the locks in the jail, and completely ignore that there's treasure there, because what could you possibly need at 16 hearts, red mail, with a gold sword, silver arrows, and a mirror shield? Actually, I lied. Doc never found his last shield.
Oh, he found it!
Did he pull a flip heel and turn his nose up to it?
Oh, no, he did not.
Did he just, like...
It's in Darkcross.
Oh. Oh, he save scummed it. That's right. Oh, is Zaf gonna skip left side? No, don't. Actually, I feel like in this situation, you would feel like you have to.
Yeah, and just for one
that's...
more oh no moment, a left side swamp skip.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we know that it's the Meyer Big Key on left side of swamp, so this is not a play that Zaf... I mean, it's a play that Zaf wants to make, but he doesn't know it's a play that he really cannot make at this point.
It's not the only reason the shield got save scummed is because of where the shield was and where we had to burn keys.
By the way, do you happen to remember where Ganon was?
I do. Ganon is at Magic Bat.
And so, Dr. Earworm is running to the bat. He's got his hammer. He's knocking down the stump, and we're falling in.
So who wins, a pig or a frog?
I mean, at least the frog has a real name. Whoever names their kid Ganondorf. I mean, come on now.
My money is on the frog, because, Are you watching this sword cut through the Ganon like butter?
Boo.
Had to get one more joke in.
You know what the real joke is here? This Ganon fight. But
I mean, Zaf just aims silver arrows at Argus like I do.
You have what I had the other night, where you actually hit him with a silver, but you hit him while he's still invincible. Speaking of silver, it only takes 4. There's 1. Ooh, that was spicy. This is a triple, though.
I thought he was about to get hugged by that.
Well done, Dr.
Nice triple.
Earworm. Let's see some GGs in chat for Dr. Earworm.
And there goes the left side swamp skip complete.
Yeah, that's going to spell it for Zaffikel here. Longshots are going to tie up this series with an official time on the race time room, 2:21:37 for Dr. Earworm. And I will confirm, Zaf puts in an immediate forfeit. So let's get some GGs out for Zaffikel.
But yeah, GGs to both of these fantastic runners and fantastic friends. Let's see.
I don't know. Are we still going to... Question. Are we still going to be friends after this interview?
Let's find out. But until then, while we're waiting for the runners, let's take a look at the schedule for tomorrow, shall we? That sounded like a join from one of our runners. Hello, Dr. Earworm, our winner today.
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. GG's, Doc.
Thanks very much. Yeah.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Excellent.
First off, GG's. That was a seat.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it certainly was something. It was There were we were chatting in the race time chat, and there were a lot of opportunities for ugly decisions in that one because there were a lot of them available, and some of them were the correct ones. So yeah, it was Zaf is a friend, and I always enjoy getting to play against friends. But you always hope that it's a seed that'll be fun for both of us at least, and not something where we're just sort of running around going, "Oh God."
Can we just talk about how long it took for us to be like, oh, it's gotta be Ice Palace, man. Why does it gotta be Ice Palace?
Yeah, so you may have noted there was at one point I went to the Dark World, or I save and quit to Sank, went through Hyrule Castle, main to east or west, whichever one it was that spat out at Village of Outcasts, and was like halfway to ice because I was like, I have 2 small keys, I have the hook shot, I have, it's just gotta be right, and instead I said nope, it's probably just sitting in Super Bunny or Spiral, and I panic save and quit instead of going to Spiral, so I had to end up running through the Dark World again, and sure enough, that last location, I even hit the switch when I went into Ice Palace because I was so sure the hammer would be there, and of course instead it was the small key. So
in the meantime, we are going to say hello and welcome and GG's to your opponent tonight, Zafakil. GG, Zaf.
I am so tilted that there is an ergonomic chair that can save my godforsaken spine, and I'm going to do my absolute best, every admin who is listening, not to swear up a storm, but I'll put $1 in the swear jar, and I make no fantastic promises about that. Holy freaking moly.
That was one fantastic dodge of a swear. I am going to say,
nicely done.
Got to give you a pat on the back for that. So Zaf, what happened?
Okay.
Because we saw you walk into Castle Tower. We saw you go back to Castle Tower after you got the Moon Pearl and get the check in room 03. And we're hearing that you had it on your tracker.
So let me tell you precisely what happened, and I was just explaining this to someone. What ended up happening was I went to Castle Tower, went to Ice, was after that whole escapade of nearly last locationing, and again, I was already sitting at like probably a 105-degree angle because of my right side foray into whatever just happened in right side GT.
Oh, don't worry, we'll talk about that in just a
Let's
second.
not. I would rather eat.
No,
my own
I've got to
food.
ask you both because you both did the same darn thing.
Okay, great.
So go on, please.
I apparently pulled 2 things out of Ice Palace, and what, like 10% of my brain was like, there's Castle Tower small, but I saw the big key, and at that point, in those 20 frames of the big key popping up on the screen, it was like, haha, it's a big key to Skull Woods. I was like, all right, clearly, this is the thing. I go to Skull Woods and open the book, and just the last few brain cells I had playing the seed just decided that they're like, no, we're done. We don't know what to do with this. Good luck, have fun, God bless, see ya.
Yeah. I'm just imagining a situation where your last brain cell at, depending on time zone, of course, it's almost 1 a.m. in the Eastern time zone, just gets stick bugged. You're stuck on one thing, and you bug out because of it.
That was basically it. I heard, Doc, again, by the way, GG, like that anyone came out of this fiasco relatively unscathed, which I suspect that you also have to go to therapy for this one.
Yep.
Don't worry, so do we.
I think our therapy began at about the hour 40 mark on the seed for me and Zeke. So the two of you both made the same call. You both decided with 2 keys that the cane and the fire rod were enough to go to right side GT and proceed to die.
Yep. Yeah.
In Hellway on right side GT.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So
and then when I did decide to go back, I didn't bother kissing the priest. I don't learn my lesson.
Same.
I didn't even notice.
Same.
Zaf, you do know those 2 pots at the top of the room have hearts, right?
I found out at some point during
You
that
found out
fiasco-
after falling once. You two need to not dash through the spike, because that's where your
Listen,
problem starts.
Listen. We got there eventually, okay?
I don't know that getting there was again that.
You know, the journey is the friends you make along the way, and your friends should not be 2 fire bars and a spike and a bottomless pit of death.
Okay, so about the 2-hour mark, when I'm sitting here and between the already massive bit of tilt, which is was just because I had spent a lot of time with right side GT actually practicing that for reference, and then I had just lost what little muscle memory was there, and then proceeded to just numpty that up.
Yeah.
Ended up doing a bunch of really shallow things to try and get my brain back, and then one thing after another just came up empty. And I just by the time that book came out,
It was Book on Shovel, by the way, not in the Skull with Big Chest.
even better, because I can tell you right now that entire last 10 minutes of Siege were just gone. You're right. That was a blur, because at that point I was just so messed up by that, and I had then convinced myself that despite really efficiently clearing the seed that I had mistracked, and it just turns out that I'm an idiot.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to watch it back because I think there was a lot of opportunity for efficiency. I mean, I'm I was fighting tilt from about 30 seconds in, because I went I did Sank start and found Paradox top and made it all the way into the room with the mini Moldorms before I realized I didn't have any way to hit the switch. Yeah, already okay, let's take a deep breath and not worry too much about that. And then after that, it was such a clean, efficient seed, except for the fact that you had to go into Ice Palace without a hammer to get the only available Castle Tower small, to get the mirror, to get the mirror, to get to pod, to get the hammer. It was just, yeah.
And of course, that both of your invincibility items also behind the mirror.
Yeah.
So that really doesn't help matters any when you've got some other things that you're trying to do with lower HP. Of course, we find red mail early on, which makes death warping impossible.
I will say, since you mentioned watching this race back, before you do, I'm sorry.
Are you apologizing for you or for me?
Yes.
This race is already gone. This race never happened. What ended up happening was I started the seed, forfeit, and Doc won. But I'm not. No. Mm-mm.
I get that, Zaf.
Live to fight another day is what I'm going to say here. So for the long shots that ties this series up and guarantees a game 4, which we're hearing, I believe that's going to be Timp running Open Hard
Timp.
MC.
Yes,
is the call
yes.
when we get to that, when that gets on the schedule. But first, we have a tilt between IB Karma and Tyler Salt. That is going to be on a Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. That is in Verosia. How you guys feeling about that one?
I mean, I feel great. I don't have
Well,
to
yeah,
play.
you won your race, but I mean, your respective teammates to the players who are upcoming in a series that could go back and forth and all the way, actually.
Yeah, Tyler's been putting in a lot of Inversion practice, so he's got this. It's going to be a good race, though.
It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, I'll say that. As this one was, and I would once again thank our runners for joining us on the screen. SpeedGaming for giving us a screen tonight. Make sure you follow these two and their respective teams. For the long shots, Dr. Earworm. For Crystal Roller Crew, Zafakil. That is with 2 underscores in his handle on Twitch.
I know we're looking forward to this Inversion race-off between Karma and Tyler.
I'm
Unfortunately, I
excited
think-
to watch that. Yeah, honestly.
Unfortunately, I don't think Groovy and I are actually available to watch the race.
Unfortunately, I will be at work. So I'm going to have to sit there and cry and hope that Game 4 comes into my scope sooner than later.
Well, yeah. Once again, GG's to both of you. Despite everything we say, despite everything you say happened, it was an enjoyable race to call.
And going
I'm not
up
so sure
until,
on play.
oh god, it was painful to play. Did you see the things that happened to our runners here? Come on now. But let's be completely real too. Anything could have happened when both of them walked into Ice Palace within the same minute. That's how close this was. And it could have stayed that close the whole way. And that's just, it's how rando and cross keys work. You know, one check
It's also how
changes
brains
everything.
work.
Wait, but your brain works? Because mine, I'm still waiting on the RMA for mine.
That said, shout outs to Dr. Earworm and Zaphakel. Somebody slammed that exclam R point for me. Give these two runners a follow. They have put in a lot of work, put in a lot of effort to get to this point in the season. Shout outs to our tracker today, Furious Prince, solo tracking cross keys. That takes so much skill, so thank you so much.
And you know what? Furious was sitting in chat the entire time and actually correcting us at some points. And chat was also an MVP tonight too. Good job, chat, for keeping us level. But unfortunately,
Or raging with us. Thanks, Allison.
Oh no, the only thing you didn't do was stop me from singing. How could you allow me to sing like that? I'm gonna get in so much trouble. I didn't actually sing that much. Maybe a few bars.
I did stop you, remember?
Did you? Did you really? By the way, my good friend Zeke Highwind, it was his idea.
It was. We signed up for this race like 3 days ago.
I said, "You really want me in on this? Are you sure? Are they going to be happy with us in on this race?"
After listening, are they going to be happy with us? Probably.
Well, thanks to all the crew,
you guys.
everyone. I gotta jump off, but thank you so much for everyone. GG's
Thanks,
out.
Doc.
GG's, Doc. Thanks again, Comms, Ruby and Zeke. I really appreciate you actually taking the time to do this thing. Furious Prince solo tracking is actually phenomenal. So thank you all for this. Thank you for Speed Gaming. I actually don't know if I swore. I've actually just blacked out for a while.
I think you're
good.
Don't worry.
Perfect.
If I didn't swear, you didn't swear.
Thanks, y'all. Bye.
Thanks, y'all.
GG's, guys. Again, keep an eye on these two teams as they move forward in the Open League playoffs. They have a game coming up on Saturday. It is Game 3 of the series, now tied 1-1. IB Karma and Tyler Salt in Ambrosia. Stay tuned to the Speed Gaming Network channels. That game should be broadcasting at 3:10 Eastern Time. Channel to be assigned at a later date. Zeke, do you want to take us home?
Good night, everybody.